Dann machen wir lieber den Tomasi. Das ist ein bisschen Bildung wenigstens, weil er freut sich halt wie ein Schneekönig, weil die KI hat herausgefunden, dass Männer- und Frauengehirne unterschiedlich sind. Was komischerweise niemand aufgefallen ist vorher. Schauen wir mal.
Emotions differently, and we don't. Let me here for the record now. Now we're going to get into the really hot, spicy shit here. For the record now, Rollo Tomasi was right. Destiny. Rollo Tomasi was correct when he said men and women process emotions differently, and we don't have the same. For the record now. Now we're going to get into the really hot, spicy shit here. For more perfect that guy is, the more he looks like a chick. Oh, women process emotions differently, and we don't have the same hardware to do so. Your emotionalism comes from wanting to be more like a chick. That's why. The more perfect that chick is, or the more perfect that guy is, the more he looks like a chick. Oh, I'm sorry. Where did we hear this already today? Right.
Brought an awful lot of attention to the plight of young men, and he's tried to simplify down a world which teaches young men that they are defective women.
Where have I heard that before? It's a Scooby-Doo mystery.
Most of the advice that we hear.
Chris Williamson, den hast du also hier. Ja, wo hast du denn das her, mein Junge? Von wem hast du das bloß? Da freut er sich gerade hier.
Das Classic Rollo, ne?
Classic Rollo,
War das nicht dieser Typ gewesen, der in diese Schockstarre verfällt, wenn eine Frau redet? Ich meine, wir haben da ja mal die ein oder anderen Videos gesehen, dass dieser Mann irgendwie...
Mit der Pakistani gefängten Psychologin, über die hat er auch hergezogen. Dr. Ramani, nee, wie heißt sie denn? Du weißt doch hier.
Ja, das hatten wir das Video.
Ich vergesse mal, wie
gehabt. Du meinst mein Lieblingskameleon.
Ja, die Pakistani-Hexe. Die sagt, sie wäre Psychologin. Ist sie übrigens gar nicht. Hat Rollo alles rausgefunden. Die hat er richtig weggeschämt. Das ist komplettes Plant. Komplett Gatekeeper-Plant. Da haben wir uns aber auch schon aufgeregt vor etlichen Streams hier. Wie heißt sie denn, Mann? Ich komm nicht
Sadia
drauf.
Khan.
Sadia Khan, Dankeschön. Genau. Ja.
Was für eine Verschwendung für den stolzen Namen, ey.
Aber gut sieht's ja aus, ne? Oder?
Ja. Ja. Wenn der Tag, sieht auf den ersten Blick
sah immer ganz gut aus.
Ja, sieht's ja auch, aber wenn der Tacker morgens nicht funktioniert, dann weiß man nicht, wie es so ist.
Machen wir eine Abstimmung im Telegram-Kanal. Heli sagt dann wieder, sie ist 10 oder sowas.
Ich habe Verbot bekommen, ich darf nicht triggern, deswegen sage ich das jetzt nicht, was ich gerade sagen wollte. Die alte, die will ich nicht ohne Maske sehen. Also ohne zweite Haut, besser gesagt.
Na, jedenfalls, Chris Williamson hat er auch gut weggeschämt, hat er gesagt der hat ihn noch nie mit einer Frau auf dem Bild gesehen. Und es ist irgendwie so bekannt, dass Chris halt eher auf Ärsche steht. Irgendwie so.
Oh, wirklich? Ernsthaft?
Was der junge Kollege hier
also,
will, oder wie?
Auf gleichgeschlechtliche Ärsche? Ach ja.
Echt? Okay.
Ja, reden wir von meinem Lieblingskack oder wie, wo da rechts im Bild
Ja, genau. Und von Alex Date.
Ja, das war.
Und von Alex Date Psych hat das auch behauptet. Und der hat eine Woche später auf einmal das erste Bild mit einer Frau auf Instagram gepostet. Und das hat ihn richtig gefreut.
Das ist, wenn der Schrank eine extra Tür kriegt, oder wie?
Ja, Rollo ist halt ein kleiner Narz. Er hat halt so Freude, die anderen Kinder mit der Schaufel zu schlagen, die böse zu ihm waren. Das ist schön. Die nicht haben mitspielen lassen. Na gut, schauen wir uns mal an.
For young men at the moment is if you were just less like men, if you just behaved a little bit more like women, if you talked about your feelings a little bit more,
well, why is it so difficult? I don't understand why.
You communicate, if you were more gentle, if you were less concerned with...
This guy is fucking channeling Rollo Tomasi. I hate to talk about... I'm talking about myself in the third person.
Nein, echt?
Oh, wirklich?
Nein!
Rollo kann's auch
and becoming better and stuff like that. You know, some of the typical masculine traits. Your life would be better.
Right. Oh, gosh. Well, we can't let Rollo actually say that on Piers Morgan because he sounds gleeful when he says that, quote unquote. Sounds pretty gleeful, Chris. Sounds like something I've heard one of those red pill guys say.
Percent of women say they want a man to make the first move. A different study said that 50% of men say that they're afraid of making the first move for being seen as creepy. Another study said that 20% of Gen Zers say that a man approaching a woman sometimes or always constitutes harassment. So you have a world in which women are scared of being approached, men are scared of...
Sorry. Does this bitch do anything? Like, she's so right. This is crazy. Thanks. See you next time. Boom. TikTok. God. Sorry, I wasn't even going to play that one. Too much. Too good. Wow. Imagine me doing it. Can you imagine me building a TikTok channel just doing this? But she can. I can't. I don't know.
Aber jetzt kommt der Neid wieder durch.
Ja.
Wir hatten gerade die Kinder.
Rohl braucht immer Geld für seine Frau und seine Kinder, weißt du, weil er Angst hat, dass er sonst die Scheidung
kriegt. The greater thing that I don't think a lot of people are going to really wrap their heads around, at least not immediately, is that this fundamentally challenges the idea of gender being separate from sex. Yeah. All your women's studies and all your gender ideology classes and all that humanities bullshit that you picked up in college about like, oh, well, you know, there's a fundamental difference between gender and sex. Fuck you. Here's the proof. You're wrong. No, there is no difference between gender and sex. Oh, gender is a social construct. No, because gender is downstream from biology. Oh, well, it looks like the sexes are different. Ergo, one gender, two gender, end of story. Fuck off, we win.
Fuck off, we win.
Bye, bitch.
Was mir beim Rollo auch auffällt, seitdem er jetzt länger ein Chimpro geworden ist und mal ein bisschen aufgebaut hat, weil wer seine früheren Videos kennt, weiß, dass er ein ziemlicher Hampelmann war. Da rennt er jetzt auch im Tanktop rum und dann geht das Testosteron durch die Decke. Weißt du, dann wär's. Nur mal so nebenbei, weil ich kenne seine alten Videos noch, da wo er noch Arme hatte wie Zahnstocher.
Ja, er hat auf jeden Fall THT, also Hormontherapie macht er, hat er auch zugegeben.
See you later. Yeah, all that nonsense. This is so, I've got, look for this shit to be repressed. Also, watch soon. There's going to be people who are going to try to come up with some new fucked up study about like, oh, this is why they're wrong. Here, look, we found these things. They have these one really super strong studies about like, AI figured out, the difference in brain architecture between men and women. And I will guarantee you there'll be 20 more studies that will show up right now that go, well, we don't know that this is really for sure. And they'll just be these loose bullshit Twitter, Alex from date psych style studies that are going to come out to try to disprove it. They'll put out about 20, bullshit, half-assed, half-baked research, and then people will forget all about it and they'll go right back to where they were before, because you know why? They would much rather have red meat and they would much rather look like this, because that's more fun than confronting the fact that we have been lied to by our intellectuals, by our gender experts, our relationship experts, right? Jamie Lynn, all these chicks who are like want to give men male dating advice. How about this? Here's some male dating advice. Here, if you're female life coach or your female dating advice, so your self-help book doesn't start with men and women's brains do not work do work differently. Science has discovered for the first time. If it doesn't begin and end with that fucking sentence, bye.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye. No thanks.
No thanks.
Nobody got time for that. Nobody got time for that.
Ich weiß nicht, ob es in dem Bericht vorkommt, aber die AI oder KI kann mit über 90%, 95% sofort sagen, ob es ein männliches oder weibliches Gehirn ist. Also die hat dann die ganzen neurologischen Studien, die ganzen Bilder alle gefressen und kann das jetzt sofort sagen.
Es ist jetzt aber ein gefährliches Tool, wenn man irgendwann mal wieder geistige Nasenvermessungen vornimmt. Ich meinte natürlich, wenn man Forschung betreiben will, was Genderismus angeht. Aber ist okay.
Geistige Nasenvermessung. Faszinierend.
Ganz gefährliches Territorium.
Ganz gefährlich, ja, ist so. Aber ich will ja nur warnen vor der Zukunft. Ich bin da kein Fan davon. Ich bin ja streng dagegen.
Ich mache nächstes Mal mit dem nochmal eine tiefere Betrachtung, welche Hirnareale sogar anders sind.
Weil ich sage nämlich jetzt was mir nicht leicht fällt, aber ich habe so den Verdacht, ich könnte auch so leichte Züge haben. So, GVS, gut mitschreiben. Ich könnte zum Club dazugehören, also vorsichtig sein.
Achso, ja, und ich habe die Studie gefunden, die will ich jetzt nicht zeigen. Das hatten wir ja, glaube ich, beim vorletzten Mal, dass die weiße Masse beim Eisprung zunimmt und die Dendritendichte. Dendriten sind so Fortsätze von den Nervenzellen, die dann schneller neue bilden können. Sprich also am Alpha-Fax-Punkt, wenn die verdeckte Ovulation genutzt werden muss, da hat sie alle Mittel dazu, sich mehr was vorzumachen und neue Storys sich im Hirn auszudenken. Also es passt perfekt drüber, übrigens. Aber das nur am Rande.
Begin and end with the fact that men and women are different and they require different modalities, let's just say, for like when it comes to therapy, when it comes to like understanding, when it comes to like, oh, well, men emote this way, women emote this way. If you are dealing with a therapist who says, men and women are just fundamentally the same, get the fuck out. Bye. That is not where you need to be. Sorry, in the 21st century, we figured it out. Why would you go back to fucking bleeding yourself with leeches? Why would you go back to the medical procedures of the 16th century or the 18th century? Why would you do that? You wouldn't do that, would you? No, you wouldn't. So why the fuck would you be relying on the same crap that these touchy-feely psychotherapy bullshit creators, why would you even follow them? Why would you follow even Jordan Peterson at this point? Just that right there nullifies about half of the bullshit he's been talking about for forever. Nullified, dead, in the water.
Nein, Rollo ist auf meiner Seite.
Nullified, dead, Alter. Bullshit, Alter. Jetzt geht er richtig ab hier. Schlachtet er noch John Peterson ab, Alter.
Da zieht's mir ja die Nackenhaare steif, ey. Wenn Rollo gegen JBP feuert, dann ist er hier. Weltuntergangsstimmung. Auf geht's Party, Alter. Das ist ja, vor 3 oder 4 Monaten hätte der JBP am besten noch die Füße geküsst. Ja, Papst. Erklär mich heilig, weißt du?
Nee, der Zug ist abgefahren, der weiß, da läuft nichts.
Ideas. Time to come up with something else. What else do you got, man? Because I'm still waiting on you. Tiffany, I'm doing a show. Tiffany's sending me pictures of, what is this? She's got new merch. My goodness. My favorite porn star has merch. Go get Tiffany's new merch. Would you like to see it? I could put it up. She'd like that. Or if it doesn't start with Stanford Medicine, identifies distinct brain organization patterns in women and men.
Der war richtig böse.
Get out.
Da hast du ein ehrliches Lächeln gesehen.
I will reiterate one more time. Just because you didn't cry at the end of fucking Titanic doesn't mean that you are emotionally stunted. It means you're not a woman. Yep. Congratulations. You're not a fucking chick. And ladies, just because you didn't cry at the end of, Saving Private Ryan or The Predator, that doesn't mean you're not emotionally stable. It's because you're not a dude. Congratulations. Get the fuck. Congratulations. Get out. It's more than a man could take. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Yes. But that's the thing. Okay, so in all seriousness now, and I'm going to get to super chats here in just a second. In all seriousness, this fundamentally changes. I don't think people really realize just how fundamentally these studies change things. Okay, now they have done other studies in molecular, like cellular studies about men and women's brains architecture, which I have tried over. I've done full episodes on that on this show that nobody watches because there's not enough red meat. But let's see. Do I have? I might have even had one of them still loaded. Do I? Nah, I don't. I thought I had some from the old brain scan ones. Oh well. Maybe I don't. Sort of puts this shit in perspective, doesn't it? There's one I had loaded. So, anyways, one more time, I will reiterate this. This changes everything, but I'll tell you why it changes everything. because for the last 60 years since the sexual revolution, we have presumed blank slate-ism across the board. And the blank slate is bullshit. And if the blank slate is bullshit, that means a lot of the Enlightenment era thinking and a lot of the Enlightenment era hopes and dreams and all men are created equal and a lot of the fundamental rights that we presume today that are enforced by men are founded in that blank slate. They're founded in the idea that we're all born equal and we all have an equal chance and we all should have equal opportunity and yada yada yada, and that there's no difference between men and women,
Equal opportunity,
except for the plumbing. Like that's the whole thing.
There it is.
And we've been
Aber das,
to this
mal
lie.
ernsthaft, das, was er gerade sagt, also so wie er es gerade sagt auf Englisch, dann hört sich das so an, wie es, wenn er auch irgendwie überrascht ist von den Nachrichten oder von der Studie. Es ist so, oder er verkauft es als Clickbait gerade, dass er es hochzüchtet, aber das ist doch, weißt du, wenn dir ist noch nicht klar war, ne, weil
ich glaube, er ist einfach müde. Er sieht sich ja als Kämpfer gegen den ganzen Blank Slate-Unsinn.
ja, aber normalerweise würde er jetzt hochtrabend, grandios dahin galoppieren.
ja.
Ich habe schon immer gesagt und ich hatte wieder mal recht, aber er ist wirklich überrascht.
Hier
gerade.
an der Stelle,
Das
aber
ist das,
davor
was
hat
mich
er 8
gerade ein
Minuten.
bisschen fasziniert.
Ja, aber davor hat er noch 8 Minuten triumphiert im Endeffekt. Also, so ist nicht.
Ja, weil die Studie es beweist. Ja, ist ja auch egal. Deswegen schaue ich Stardust. Wie gesagt, wenn du wirklich eine Blackpill über Genetik haben willst, dann geh ein paar Monate zurück und schau dir ein paar Sinking Ape-Videos an.
Dieser
Egal.
Bericht,
Since the 20th century, but
über den er hier spricht,
Ja.
was für eine Reichweite hat er? Was haltet ihr? Also wie schätzt ihr den Impact auf dem wissenschaftlichen
Die Studie. Ne,
den
wie
Bericht,
gesagt,
auf den er sich bezieht, genau. Also wie
Ja, wie
groß
gesagt, die haben
diesen Impact?
der riesig eigentlich. Da hat er schon recht. Ich weiß ja nicht, wie gut die Gaslighting
Nicht für
ist.
uns. Wir wissen das. Also wir gehen ja so ohnehin davon aus, uns überrascht das ja nicht. Ich meine nur so, inwiefern meint ihr, dass das jetzt in den Mainstream vordringt, diese Studie?
Ach, gar nicht. Die ganzen Stellen sind ja besetzt. Also, das ist ja, wir werden ja von vorne bis hinten gegaslightet.
Also, dass das Gegenstand einer Debatte hier zum Beispiel in Deutschland wird.
Ja, aber man kann es ja gut rausholen, so wenn du mal wieder was brauchst, was du hier zack, da.
Ja, definitiv.
So
auf
ist
jeden
gut.
Fall. Gab's da Feedback zu? Einiges sozusagen im amerikanischen Raum? Jetzt nicht nur Red Pill-Kanäle?
Ich habe sonst nichts gesehen, muss ich sagen. Aber könntest ja mal gucken. Kannst ja mal ausschalten. Würde mich auch interessieren.
Was war das denn für ein
Stanford, gib einfach
Outlet?
Stanford AI Study und dann gibt es ein paar Artikel zu und eine Studie.
Alles klar.
Habe ich auch schon. Stanford AI Men Women oder so. Spuckt er dir das aus.
Okay.
Aber es ist halt, es wird halt nicht gehypt, ne? Es kommt halt nicht in die Medienkanäle, das ist ja klar. Es ist da, wie so vieles, aber es kommt ja nur darauf an, hier, wer hat das größte Sprachrohr. Ne? Ja.
Genau.
Am Weltfrauentag wäre das doch mal gute News gewesen. Hätte ich ja mal gemacht als Titelseite auf dem Spiegel. Aber nein. Unterhalten wir uns lieber über, was gibt's da, so Care-Arbeit und Zeug.
since certainly the sexual revolution. And now we have new data. New data has arrived. We have to reassess. Do you think that's going to happen anytime soon? Probably not in my fucking lifetime, because everybody wants red meat. Everybody would rather have that controversy. They would rather go back to the comforting dopamine hit or the endorphin hits that they get from outrage brokers. So it serves commercial interests to not accept this shit. So everything's about the blank slate. My number one gripe with Destiny from day one is the fact that he's an emotionalist. He speaks emotionalism. He speaks emotional language. Oh, well, it would be great if we all could just get along and we all, we've evolved past that stuff. We've evolved past. Why can't men just be men and just, or I love this. There was, I think I might even have the clip still on load. Michael Knowles going up against, well, it was Farah in this case. And she was talking about how the evangelical right or the moral majority, the tradcon right, in some way makes certain jobs like nursing and teaching, makes them into sort of like jobs. Like you're a beta male if you take these jobs kind of thing. And the fact of the matter is like men have different priorities and they have different incentives and they're disincentivized to be teachers. Men make pretty damn good teachers. The fact is they're just simply not going to take those things. They don't have the same interest in them. And it's a shame because they are definitely needed, but it has nothing to do with TradCon saying, oh, well, if you take these jobs, you take a nursing job, you're a pussy. I talked to a teacher, a female teacher on Wednesday. I talked to Kristen McDonald, also known as Ava James, a 0.04% top earner on OnlyFans, lives in Canada. We did an exclusive interview with her, who used to be a special needs, autistic kids teacher who got kicked out of her school for being on OnlyFans. Now, take that as you want. Should she be there? Should she not? That's not the point. The point is she's not there. A teacher that for 10 years taught autistic kids. Well, they were right to kick her out. Okay, but that's not the point. The point is OnlyFans is a better opportunity for a woman. And I guess like if you were to switch the genders, you could say if there was something that was comparable to OnlyFans, it's OnlyFans is a bigger financial incentive than to remain as a teacher of autistic children, which is very much necessary and needed in society. Nursing, very much needed in society. Teaching, very much needed in society. Working in raw sewage, plumbers, electricians, all this other shit, right? Now, women don't have to worry about that because they're simply not drawn to those professions. But let's just say, for sake of argument, it's nursing. I've been on Saucecast. I was on Adam Sosnick's show with a woman who had gone from being a surgical nurse, 8 years of college, and I guess two of those had to be medical school, right? I mean, had to have some pretty extensive training, had to pay for a lot of this, had really high student loan bills, and was a surgical nurse for quite some time. Made a good chunk of change, but like maybe $80,000, $90,000 a year doing what she was doing. It could be at 100, but even still, she started doing OnlyFans, got fired from her job, and OnlyFans, her husband, she doesn't do anything but have sex with her husband on OnlyFans and then sends like shots and lingerie and stuff. Paid off her loans in the first 2 months of being on OnlyFans.
Verteidigt das jetzt oder was kommt da jetzt?
Ich weiß auch nicht.
$1.5 million a year. Because she shows her. And she's like in her 40s. And said, you know what? If I'd have had it all over to do again and the opportunity exists to do OnlyFans, I would have done that and would never have gone into nursing. And congratulations, we're now down one surgical nurse because of OnlyFans. Because it's there. Because the incentive is there. And is it important? Yes, it's important. But the thing is like you're not going to see men gravitate towards certain professions or gravitate towards certain women or gravitate towards certain things. Why? Because they're different than women. We don't cry at the end of Titanic. But we are told from the time we are 5 years old, little Johnny is told that if he doesn't emote like a woman, just like Chris Williamson just said, I wonder where he got this from. But if little Johnny doesn't emote and learn like a little girl, there's something wrong with little Johnny, and we need to sedate him, and we need to give him Ritalin or I don't know, Adderall or Vyvanse. To make him normal, because normal is female and has been for a while. And that's why this throws all of that on its head. Normal is female. If you could just be more like the world will be a better place. But we still need male guidance because women are neurotic, right? But we still need tough men. We still need guys to be guys. We don't even need tough men. We just need men. We just need dudes to be fucking dudes. And we have to stop this social engineering program to condition. It's like fucking Clockwork Orange, man. It's like to socially, behaviorally condition men to be something they simply aren't born to be. You want to talk about like what's interesting? I always hear this. You probably heard this a million times. Say I was just born this way. How come guys can't say I was just born this way? That's why I don't cry at the end of fucking Titanic, and you have to accept me for that. And I'm not a bad person for that. Now I use that as an extreme example, but if you go and you look at like the fact where when women say, "Oh, men need to go to therapy," men are sexier when they go to therapy, and guys hear that and they go, oh, well, I'm going to be the best go to therapy guy there is because that wants me to go, and fuck it, I'm going to go if that gets me laid, right? I'm going to out therapy all the rest of these guys because I'm a guy and competition is everything, right? But if you tell guys you need therapy, you need this, you need that constantly, it's this constant droning. If you identified more with the feminine, if you got more in touch with your female side, if you expressed your emotions, thank you very much, Chris Williamson, for reiterating everything I've said. Oh, I don't know, for the last 12 to 15 fucking years. Rip off artist, man. Fuck you. Fuck you, Chris. God damn it, man. Like, Pierce Morgan, come to the fucking source. Dump fucking Pearl. Dump fucking Chris Williamson. Dump everybody. Come and get it. I'll be happy to go on your fucking show. I'll be happy to go out to wherever the fuck. Is he in the UK? I think he's in the UK. Long story short, men and women are different. I've been saying this for a very long time. I'm glad we finally have like some conclusive, like hard data proof of this, like at least in the 2024. I've seen other studies that have been done that have more or less implied this, but now we have like 100% like hard ass proof about this. Men and women are different, but we live in a society that says if men don't emote and experience emotion and don't experience life like a woman, there is something wrong with them. It is toxic masculinity for men. Anything that is masculine, conventionally masculine, that doesn't align itself with the female experience of life is toxic, and we need to crush it and stamp it out. So when people say, oh, we're still victims of the patriarchy. The patriarchy died in 1971 and has been dying a slow death.
Viel früher, Shoppy.
Patriarchy is long gone. Anyone saying, oh, well, we have this patriarchal thing, get the fuck out of here. There is, sorry, I got to do this again. Get out. It is not that way. And anyone telling you, by the way, oh, well, we have, the reason why we have school shooters and their boys and everything is because they got bullied and because their dads gave them guns and because their football coaches made them take a lap and, kicked them in the and made them feel like they couldn't cry. And no, they don't. No, they don't. Not for the last at least 3 generations. No one's done that. In fact, everything is the opposite of that. Those guys are expressing their emotions with an assault rifle. They're doing exactly what you told them to do. They're just doing it the way that a guy would do it. They default to anger, which is what I also said in Access Vegas.
Yeah.
Werbung.